so slow. Can you edit out that first part? I kind of had a little burpee. Anyway, good afternoon. My name is Sherry Marks, and on this wonderful Wednesday, we are going to work smarter, not harder, and we are going to go over some Google Workspace AI tools. If my Canva works. So the agenda today is what is the Workspace Studio. We're going to explore the studio, and then we're going to try some studio on our own. So the Workspace Studio is a Google Workspace Studio that is no-code automation platform that AI actually handles repetitive tasks across the Google Workspace. Meaning, all of our emails that we get, it can manage it for us. And we have somewhat of a built-in manager. We just have to set it all up first. And so, to get to the Workplace Studio, you can go to studio.workspace.google.com and get there. Or if you're actually in your Gmail, you'll see this little logo. You'll actually go to that. So let's go explore some. So, and it does not show my image. And that's okay. So I'm going to pull up my Gmail. My internet looks to be going super duper slow. So to get there, I'm going to let my full page load. Because I don't know if you just saw that. Right here was not there. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the studio. And here, you'll see that I actually have some flows already. There is activity. It just kind of shows me what is going on. And then we're going to discover. So there are a lot here. So let's do more in studio. So this is your studio. So there's a couple of different ways you can do this. You can describe the tasks that you want for Gemini, or you can scroll down and you'll see email boosters, better meetings, task and action items, customer connections, and everyday essentials. So with the email boosters, if you're a teacher or just a really busy director, executive director, chief, this get a daily summary of unread emails. If you click that, so it's on a schedule. So I want it to start tomorrow at 8 a.m. and I want it to go Monday to Friday. It ends, I'm going to just say a week. And it's on Chicago time, which is Central time. So that looks good. I'm going to recap my unread emails. I want them to recap. So these are my instructions. So like today, from 12 a.m. to 11 p.m. Okay. I'm going to say yesterday, but let's actually do today. So the goal is to summarize unread emails. It's going to filter your emails. It's going to identify action items. It's going to identify themes, categorize your remaining email, and special handling of digest for emails that are Google group or mailing list digests. Do not summarize each individual thread. Instead, provide a single summary of the digest that identifies the top 3 topics of discussion, and then format. And then, how do I want to receive this? It says notify me in chat. But there are some different variables. I can decide if I want to do this in chat. I can add another step. I don't actually want to add this step. I just want it to add chat. So, and I'm going to turn it on. And if you don't know if you set it up correct, you can always do a test run. And it's very important that you save changes. And let me just tell you why. Because if I don't save changes, whenever I go to my flows over here, it is there, but sometimes it'll turn off. So I'm going to save changes. And so tomorrow morning, whenever I get to work, instead of going through all of my unread emails that I might have, if I go to chat over here and I scroll down to apps, that's where I'll see it. So you'll see that I have like 2 for Isabel, that is my main director. And then I have a few pre-meeting debriefs. I have a summarized one, and I get some daily news. And we'll go over some of those as well. I just wanted you to see how to actually set it up. So I'm going to go back to Studio and just go over some of the ones that I have. I'm going to stay in Flow. So I am horrible at actually going to news. Like, I don't watch news. I don't even have cable. I don't listen to the radio. So how do I get my news? Well, honestly, how I get my news is usually Facebook. So instead of doing that, I actually get news headlines summarized for me daily. And that's part of one of the flows. So down here, it says Everyday Essentials. I can get news headlines summarized daily and get AI news briefs daily, which I think is super cool because, again, I don't get on the news. So here it just kind of breaks it down for me. And if you're actually part of Spaces, it will actually, sorry about that. It will actually put a summary if you missed any of those messages. So let me go up to one where I missed something. Well, now I can't find it. Because one of them, it said DJ. And then there is the AI news. So this just lets me see the top AI stuff. And if there's nothing to report, it'll say no headlines related to AI. So I think this is really cool because part of us as technology integration, we do a lot with AI. So it's going to be important that we know U.S. tech leaders join new presidential AI council. It's nice to know that we have one. And then, so I have all of these, but then I also have some for just individuals chats. So let's go to Discover, or we can go to My Flows. I have one that says notify me whenever I'm mentioned in Spaces. So I'm part of a technology response team. And basically People are part of this team. If something happens, we're the ones to fix it. So if somebody in the technology response team actually @s Sherry, I will get another notification in chat, because I'm going to be honest, I don't always check that because it's usually not my issue that I have to take care of. Then I also have get pre-meeting briefs in chat. So before I go into a meeting, every meeting, 10 minutes before in a chat, I get a summary. And then it says notify me about emails from key people. So Josh, the other technology integration person, I'm actually going to have do me a favor here in a minute. Josh, you can go ahead and email me, or don't email me until after I save this flow. So it says notify me about emails from key people. So when I get an email from, I'm going to say Joshua Boyles, I want it to summarize, and I want it to notify me in chat. I'm going to turn on. And I'm going to save changes. So he's going to send me an email. Josh, did you send me that email? It takes it a minute. Just my internet's super duper slow.
Yeah, it says that I sent it.
It says I'm sending an email. So I should have got a chat over here. And sometimes it doesn't work and I have to go back and I have to, let's do a test run. So he sent me one, and so this is just me doing a test run. And it's going to summarize it. So it was complete. So if I go over here now, I'll have it notify me about emails from key people, and then I can actually see that Josh emailed me. And if you don't want it to have that title, if you go over here, I'll just put Josh. And I'm going to say changes. Let's see if that, it didn't. It didn't change the chat, but maybe whenever he emails me again. So that's one of the things that you can do. You can also, like if you're director or chief or very high up and you take notes, you can actually send guest summaries and action items after the meetings. So that means if you have like a running agenda and you have people that are shared on there and you're taking notes, you can actually share a summary of what happened. You can get meeting reminders in chat. So if you're really bad, I'm going to pick on Josh right now. If you're really bad about remembering meetings, aka this meeting, Josh forgot we had it, he could get a chat that reminds him he has a meeting. It will also auto create tasks for meeting transcripts, and it can even draft meeting follow-up emails with Gemini. And then there are the task and action items. Again, it's just very much creating tasks for you. All of your tasks would be found right here in your task bucket. And then you have customer connections where it drafts email replies to questions using a doc in Gemini, and then again, the everyday essentials. Is there any questions about Workspace Studio? Josh, have you learned something you can use from Workspace Studios?
I mean, I haven't honestly tried any of these myself, but I really like the being able to get like a message when an event or a calendar meeting is about to start.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to try that. Plus, I guess if I'm like logged into the chat on my phone, it would probably pop up right on my phone. So that's pretty
Yep. Thank you. So the next thing that I wanted to touch on is if you go over here to your emails, or if you're just in Chrome in general, you'll see this Ask Gemini button. If you don't know how to use it, basically if you're somewhere, you can always click, I'm going to click on the presentation for today, and I'm going to click Ask Gemini. If it pulls up, it is a little bit slow today. It'd be a great time to have Jeopardy music, like doo 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 doo. All right, so let's see if it'll pull up on my email. Well, this did not work out, and that's okay. We work in technology. That does happen sometimes. But I was going to actually show you how to like draft emails, or you can actually, instead of having to go to Gemini and like copy and paste everything, like if I wanted to, I could pull up Josh's email and it tells me I'm sending you an email, and I could get Gemini to draft me a response based on the email and based on the thread. So like if I had a thread with 5 different people and there's a lot of going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and I wasn't part of those conversations, I could ask Gemini to actually summarize the email for me, or I can ask Gemini to draft an email for me, like just draft a response for this email. And that was the other really cool thing that I was going to show you. that's not working. So maybe it'll work on your computer, but I'm going to give you time to discover or to practice. So Josh is my only contestant, so I do want him to build one flow. And Josh, I'm here if you have any questions.
I'm gonna try to build a flow right now.
Okay.
This will be my first one actually, so
Oh,
I'm gonna try to build the one about the reminders.
And Josh, just let me know when you're done. Or if you have questions.
Okay, this is so sad to say, but I'm still at the very beginning of creating the flow because I can't find where would I go again to find like the button that you started with for creating a chat when you have an event.
So are you in the email or are you in the studio?
I'm on that exact page you're on.
So it is under Better Meetings.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And while Josh does that, I'm going to try to get Gemini. Ask Gemini back up.
I think that works.
So the next time he has a meeting, he should get a chat. And it only took him, 20 seconds to do that? So imagine if you did this with all of your emails, like if you went to a granular, like where you had your boss, your AP, your parents, all in like little tasks.
And like on the first step, it's like step one is your calendar based on a meeting, and it was defaulted to like any meeting. And then step two was notify me in chat. So that was pretty easy. And then I just clicked like test run. And then I realized I could go back to step one, and instead of just any kind of a meeting, I could actually choose. And I can kind of pick from like a drop down of the type of a meeting that I want. So that was pretty cool.
Yes. So I get pre-meeting briefs in chat. I have like one specifically for mine, Isabel's one-on-ones. So like I know what's in our documentation before I ever walk in there. So I'm not walking in there blindsided. So that's pretty cool too. And well, thank you guys for coming. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. If you need more one-on-one, you can reach out to itechhelp@midlandisd.net, and we will happily come to your campus and help you or your office. Thank you.